I keep saying this, but it is another fantastic weekend. What a weekend we've got to look forward to on the racing front. It's good fare at Sandown. We've got grade ones. It's real competitive action at Musselburgh. But if you can see Frankie Foster right now, he is over at Dublin for the Dublin Racing Festival. Enjoy the action over at Leopardstown. These are the three meetings we are going to focus on. We had Cheltenham last week. Cannot wait for the DRF. This is your Punters Guide. We're going to put in the direction of a few winners. Frankie Foster, what is it like in the Irish capital?
They're excited, and rightly so. For once, though, I will throw in a complaint. It's not like me to be negative, but it's not the most competitive in terms of field sizes, prices. You're getting top class horses on show, and we're getting the Irish pecking order, but we're not getting big races and, juicy prices to have a go. We're basically finding out which of Willie Mullins' horses are better than the others ahead of the Cheltenham Festival. So it'll be a good punter's guide on Monday because we'll know more then. But yeah, it's a mix. Like seeing Galloping the Champ's great, and seeing these top class horses is brilliant. But 4 runner fields and a 2 to 5 favourite isn't as exciting, is it? Let's be honest.
No, it's certainly not. And in the time it takes to Frankie to describe what's going on in Dublin, Joel can make a bed for those of you watching on YouTube.
No, do you know what? It's one of my.
I wonder what you were giggling at. I couldn't see Joel.
It's one of my pet hates. When you get somebody who's in a hotel and they say, right, first race at Sandown. It's not Leanna May, by the way. First race at Sandown, right? Obviously, it's going to be right competitive, and the bed just looks like it's been at action all weekend. So I just saw it in the background there. I'm in a travel lodge in Liverpool. So yeah, one of my pet hates. I've just got that right.
Living the dream. Living the dream. Dublin. We've got Liverpool, and I'm at home. Right, let's just duck into Sandown then. Are you looking for now?
I'm probably
hey, whilst you do that, can I just tell you, like and subscribe as always, and you can of course follow us on the Punters Guide every Friday and the Road to Cheltenham, of course, every single Monday. You can listen to us and take us everywhere you go on Spotify. And please get those comments in, whether you agree with us or disagree, especially ahead of the Road to Cheltenham on Monday. Send some answers into Frankie, what you fancy for the festival, and we'll either agree or disagree and pick them apart on Monday's show. Right, are you ready, sir?
Yeah, I'm all ready now. So it's horse, reason, move on. Horse, reason, move on.
Yes, we may be recording this during the Manchester United Wolves match. So yes, record, move on. Yes, horse, reason, move on.
Go on, Highland.
Right, let's talk about the grade one then at Sandown. The City Isles novices chasing. We've actually been talking about this, haven't we, on our messaging group off air about Hermes Allen. What was it at Kempton? Did he bump into a freak? Was it an absolutely brilliant run? We just don't know. The rest well beaten off behind Ile Francais. He sets the bar, shall we say, but there's only £5 officially separating all 5 runners, Frankie.
Yeah, it's a tricky one, isn't it? Hermes Allen's really hard to judge based on that Kempton run. I think you've kind of got to take Paul Nicholls' word for it here, really. He said he always kept the faith in him. He knew he was a grade 1 horse when this was speaking to him after he won at Newbury. And then maybe he did just bump into a horse that could go and, have the world at his feet. So
to Hermes Allen, right, Joel?
There we go. But we are big fans of Jello. But no, Hermes Allen, keep the faith. A grade 1 horse. He was a grade 1 hurdler. He's brilliant over his fences. He's bumped into a monster. Hopefully he wins this.
Just before we do go to Joel, Colonel Harry, Le Patron, did you see that form turned around from over an extra half mile?
I'm not getting as excited about those. I think it's between the top 2 in the market for me. Jello, the only thing that makes me really interested about Jello is how aggressively he's been campaigned. He's just going from stronger race to stronger race. They obviously think he's good enough to have a crack. But yeah, Hermes Allen sets the bar. He's the price that he is, but I reckon this is his race to go and win.
Yeah, Jello not trained by Nicky Anderson, Joel.
Yeah, 2 of the most mispronounced horses of the year in this race.
J-Lo.
Yeah, J-Lo, after Jennifer Lopez, and Hermes Allen, or Hermes Allen, if you like, from Yorkshire or something like that. I got it down the same 2 as Frankie. I really liked J-Lo last time at Lingfield, the race that JPR won. The problem being here, I would have gone with this. Venetia's
didn't he fall at the first fence?
Yeah, all right. Yeah, that was the day when.
What was it like about that performance?
No, it's not like the performance. I was saying that was a really bad day for Charlie Deutsch that day. But I really liked the horse or JPR1 on that day. I had them between the two.
Got
And
you.
Charlie Deutsch having that really bad day. 4 from 49 for Venetia in the last couple of weeks, so 8%. And a lot of horses, the fancy ones, haven't been running great. Probably about maybe half a stone below form. Harry Cobden is on Hermie Alain. Tends to hit a flat spot during the race. And I think exactly what we said. The reason is exactly what Frankie said and what we said in the group. It bumps into a monster. Il Francais by 11 lengths. I just think this is a point and shoot. And if this doesn't win, then it's a head scratching opportunity. If you want to set the forecast, I think it's a very obvious forecast. Not a lot in the weights between them, but Hermie Alain to beat Gelo.
Cool. I don't know which part of the horse move on. We didn't quite get at the beginning of it. So both the Hermes Alain. Right. Right. Let's talk about this. One. I really like this race, the 3 mile handicap hurdle. Venetia has won it the last twice. Obviously, you mentioned her horses out of form a little bit at present. She got Tanganyika down the bottom of the handicap. But obviously, we've got this Ed Keeper who's been ultra consistent, impressed a couple of starts ago. He heads the market, but what about this transmission as well? I mean, Joe Anderson, that'll go down with the ride of the century, wasn't it? How he won that on that at Plumpton. Look, a wide open handicap hurdle. Where do we start, Joel?
West Balboa goes to Aintree, so I'm leaving that one alone. That's been a bit of money for it. What's a smirk for? Name horse, move on. West Balboa goes to Aintree. And I go down.
Is that the Aintree version of Langadam then?
Yeah. There's a little Aintree version of Langadam. That's it. I went for transmission for Joe Anderson. Now, it's going to be a ride of the century. You look at the Racing Post, and if you look at the comments, you ready for this? It simply says, fine ride. I mean, that's brilliant. Fine ride. I mean, some of these Racing Post comments are brilliant. Always out the back, never closer. Langer down. Transmission, Joe Anderson. Got to be better than this. 10 to 13-2 already. Recording this on Thursday night. He's obviously better than it looked last time out. More in the tank. And transmission for me, all over it.
Okay, Frankie.
Can have about 5 in this. Are we not fancying a bit of John in this? I bet Fred Ambassador. Lightly campaigned, won on reappearance. Got to improve for that run. Only carries 11 stone 1.
Yeah, I think he's well handicapped. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to be better than his mark anyway, hasn't he? So he should improve for winning on his reappearance run. He'd be in with an each way chance. Dubrovnik Harry, one that just has been so disappointing, but at some stage will win a race in a handicap. Like from what he showed early on in his career, it looked like he was going to turn into a decent horse. Just hasn't worked for him for whatever reason and will pop up at some point. But I just thought, let's keep it simple. Welcome to the Sam Thomas fan club. A length off of Butch when he fluffed the last at Cheltenham. He's a proper horse. He stays all day. Sam Thomas knows how to place him right. I'm sticking with the favourite.
And he had a winner on Thursday as well.
Yeah, I saw that today. Do you know what? I WhatsApped him today. I was in a pub in Liverpool and I thought, I recognise those Dye Waters colours. Let's have a little send of that. Hey, nice one. Got the 2 blue ticks. No reply. Thanks, Sam.
You dead to him. I agree, Dubrovnik Harry. I think he's got lots in his favour. Certainly, he was third on the EBF final. I think he's well handicapped, but he has disappointed. You've got to forgive those. Hermino was one that I liked in the Lanzarote. He never really got competitive, but he's up to 3 miles again. He was a good third at Cheltenham, and Gary Moore always to be feared at Sandown. But the one that, and St. David got to give a chance to as well. I say after that, they're winning. He's well handicapped, but I'm going to give another chance to Wonderwall. I thought it's really interesting, the Lanzarote. Gone to Peterborough from Richard Spencer. Really good novice a couple of years ago. Been off quite a while. Been campaigned on the flat. He's definitely well handicapped on that novice form. And James Bowen booked as well for his dad. 3 miles, stepping up to 3 miles. Peter Bowen's won this race before. He was brought down Lanzarote by Joel's best bet of that weekend, Mark of Goals. We never know exactly what would have happened, but I think an each way price Wonderwall with the extra places, he'll do for me. Right, 345.
So hang on a sec. Horse, reasoning, move on. Or we're doing an obituaries for every single horse now. Should we go to the Wikipedia page out?
I make the rules. Don't have to stick to them. Right, the 345, the Masters Handicap Chase. 3 miles handicap chase, 10 runners, another competitive handicap. Where are we, Joel?
One of the strongest bets of the weekend, certainly Red. Hasn't won for exactly 1 year when that was at Wincanton. Won 4 in a row, I think it was last year. Should have been 5. Got brought down at Lingfield in November, I think. Last 3 runs, if you watched them, you're a travel lodge like me, you watched them today. It started jumping to its left. It started to get a little tendency, jump to its left, but the last 3 runs have been a little bit quiet. You wouldn't think of Lydia Richards and Mark Goldstein to be the gambling combination of all time, but I think this one is being set up for a nice little touch, a little bit of money early this morning, and certainly Red for me will be a strong bet this weekend, and only one of my only 2 bets in the UK this weekend.
Interesting. Yeah, he's got a good record at Sandown as well, hasn't he? I did notice when I looked at that one. Certainly Red then for Joel. Mr. Foster?
Certainly Red, 18 lengths behind our Blackjack Magic at Wincanton. Matt, surely you're with him again, aren't you? After we put him up to go and win the big handicap at Ascot?
We did, and you know what? I thought he was bound there to win at Ascot. I'm not quite sure what happened. He wasn't beaten too far by Victorino, but he travelled well. He come around the outside, and I thought he was booked for the victory. It was a bit weird. I don't know, was the ground too quick? I'm not sure on that occasion. I'm just worried about the weight.
Made a mess of the last.
He did. Big weight. He was off a low weight in the Badger Beer. He's off a big weight here. But yeah, every chance.
Yeah, every chance. Obviously, he's a 72 favourite in a big handicap. If I was going to give a shout to another, the old boy, or definitely getting old, a 10-year-old Fortescue, was once rated 145, now rated 137. Was second last time out. He's won 1 from 1 at the track. You've got to catch him right, and I suppose that's always the case as horses get older. They throw in a few more bad performances every now and then, but his second last time out was encouraging, and he is well weighted off his best form. He's no longer at his best, but he might be good enough to win this, and he's a bit of a nicer price.
Yeah, another one was interesting, Bangers and Cash as well. Ben Paulins horse has turned a corner. I think Ben Jones is having a great time of it as well. He was up in the van all the way at Newbury when he was third. 2 that were held up came through to win, and he's been dropped a couple of pounds, so he was of interest for me. Right, move up to north of the border. Frankie, you'll be there on Sunday.
I will, yes. Looking forward to a trip to Musselburgh.
I'll let you start then with the Edinburgh National at 2:15.
Yeah, where are we going for this? With last year's winner, I think, Magna Sam. Won the race last year, a pretty fair 5th in the Scottish Grand National. And I think the handicap has been quite generous to this horse to get back to, I think, is it £4 higher than when he won this last year? He's only ran twice since, and they've dropped him back down. Reappearance run was over 2 miles 7 at the track, so a nice little prep run for this. And straight back here, only 3 starts later, I think he's in with a great chance of pulling it off again. Magna Sam.
Magna Sam for Frankie. Joel?
We said 2 bets at the weekend. This is the second part of my each-way double. Universal Folly for Nicky Richards, all of 2023. Just look at this. Either first or second in all 8 races, 4 wins, 4 seconds. It was 11 second to Red Happy of George Bewley's. Smashed the 5th in that and then stayed on. And I think it was a couple of lengths behind, is it Giovinco? Is that right? Yeah. I just thought everything adds up. Always runs the race. Some people say it's your place banker. But for me, I'm going for Universal Folly, and I'm having that. The only bets I'm having this weekend in the UK is an each way account closer double, Universal Folly, and certainly Red. Due to business reasons, we have closed your account.
Right, okay. Universal Folly, the Nicky Richards is having a decent season as well. Right, the 250, the Scottish County Handicap Hurdle, it's the Scottish Trials Day, and this is a bit of a rerun of a couple of races on New Year's Day. We had Benson beating Affordale back in 3rd in the Hogmanay, and we had Balaguer and Pop, Annie, and the Stuart Crawford horse back in 4th in a different race.
Come on,
that one. And we've got an Irish Raider as well. He won at Limerick over Christmas. Very competitive, as you would expect, at around about 5's the field. Joel.
Yes, Matthew, I looked at this and then thought, why am I spending 45 minutes on this when the Dublin Racing Festival is on? So I came down the side of Benson, won last time out, as you said. He can make all, he can get stuck in trouble, can be out the back, can be ridden from anywhere. Lewis Dobbs, the kid, takes £7 off. He's fairly decent, the lad, but not being patronising. He's decent. He claims £7. I think he'll just try and make all and have a pop and see where we are. So Benson, for me, in a race with absolutely zero interest.
Yeah, he's up 3 and he claims 7 off his back. That makes him well treated, Frank.
It does. And the owners won the race last year with Collingham, who has another crack. They almost bookend the market. Benson the favourite and Collingham right down the bottom. So which way the market goes, it looks like Collingham's not well supported. And I suppose the owners are having a crack with Benson and then pop Collingham in your tracker for another day because his mark is coming down and down and down. But Saturday might not be that day for him. So yeah, the favourite's in with every chance. Affordale's another one of those horses that's been disappointing, and at some point I'm sure will throw in a good run and maybe do it under Freddie Gingell, who's flying at the moment. But I'm going to go with Paris Encore, who was second in this last year for Nicky Richards. So if Joel's right in the race before, then it'll be a Nicky Richards double at Musselburgh. He was second in this, fourth in the Scottish Champion Hurdle that Rubor won. Been over fences since, but comes back over hurdles. Only £3 higher than last year, having gotten a bit older and more mature. So if he switches back to hurdles, I think he's in with a good chance.
Be a good time at Musselburgh for Nicky Richards. Then, right, 3 letters you're going to hear a lot this weekend. The letters D, R, and F, and that's where we're going. The next 4 Grade 1s get us underway on day 1. Frankie is there, so we'll let him start with the 150 we're going to look at. The juvenile hurdle. You might as well run this on the Sutton Gallops, aren't they, Frankie?
Yeah. Well, I put Majborough up on the Punters Guide on Monday, didn't I? He's into second favourite. Probably more as a festival bet though, because this is the first time we'll see him. So you'd hope that he runs well enough to put himself into the Triumph Hurdle contention for the festival. But I mean, pretty well supported in the market. I've got what's the word I'm looking for? Superstition. I'm going to stick with here. For the last 2 years, I've interviewed Danny Mullins before the festival, and he's rode a winner on the first day of the festival, both days. One was Manila Kakuna, and the other was Gala Marceau that beat Lossiemouth in this race, wasn't it, last year? He said Kargiz or Kargizi, however you want to say that, is his best ride of the day. And he said he gets half a chance because Paul hasn't quite figured out which is top of the Willie Mullins pecking order at this stage. Come Cheltenham, they know who's what. But he thinks if Kargiz settles a bit better, then is in with a chance. So I'm going to go each way on Mr. Mullins to have a winner on day 1 of the festival, 3 years on a trot.
There we are then, Kargiz, a bit of an each way price against Stormheart, the warm order. Joel, look, this I mentioned this last week, didn't I? Because we were talking about Sergina being ridiculously short. Whatever wins this, obviously, will shorten for the Triumph, and if it's impressive, may even challenge him for favouritism.
Yeah, I still think I still think it's really, really short. Now, my mate, we've all got a mate who's what they call a private bookie or a layer, as you want to call him. This is one of his favourite races of the year. I think he said something like 2 of the last 12 favourites have won it. And he said it's your mug punters race. They all look at one and they always get beat, is what they say. So that put me off Stormheart. I mean, there's a lot of improvers in there. There's a lot of, it's one of those that you look at. Stormheart beat that Genie, whatever it's called, 22 lengths. And that was then beaten 8 lengths. The third was Eagle's Return. That beat Tranquil Sea half a length last time out. And I got it down to probably Carlo Conte from an each way point of view, maybe 8-1 or something like that. It was a race that you either go with Stormheart or you don't. And I was all over Stormheart, but the price just puts me off a little bit. I'm hoping there will be the drift as you predict, but I think as a recording, I think it was about 6-4 or something like that. Anywhere around 5-2, then fine. But 6-4, I think I'm just giving the bookies the money, and it is worth watching, taking a brilliant chance on a little each way play.
I agree.
It'll be a great race, and if Stormheart goes and hacks up, then great. We're all in for Cheltenham.
Not many favourites have won, have they? And you've got a fair price. You've got a fair price, about like 3 or 4 decent contenders here. I'd be going each way. Yeah, but now we've all said that, the favourite will go and win by 5.
Yeah, too right. But we're all being sensible. We're all sitting there instead of going lump on Stormheart, because someone could improve a shed ton for that.
Well, that takes me on to the next race, because you did say a little earlier about you're looking at which ones won't win or taking on some of the shorts, because they won't all win, but it does look like ideal for the short-priced multiples. Where do you stand with Marine National now, Joe? You didn't like him as a hurdler. What about as a chaser?
Very good. I mean, the problem being that Willie knew that Gaelic Warrior would absolutely cut him up and leave him for dead. So Willie was on the phone and just said, "Do you know what? I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll let you have a go against me girl." You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, just packs up, doesn't it? I mean, do you know what? It's really peed me off taking Gaelic Warrior out of that race, because I fancied Gaelic Warrior, really did, and I thought it would be great for conversation. It'd be great to see the smash up. People have bought the tickets and been there, and it might have been one of the races of the weekend. And I just hate it when they do that. If you've got no intention to run, mate, don't run. And that's the problem. Don't get me started on the big powerhouses. But Gaelic Warrior,
If I'd have bought a ticket and been in that stand, I'd have been panicking, because Leopardstown left-handed, and to get it where he jumps to the right, he'll be in the stands.
I'll be having a beer with me. Having a beer with me in the finishing line.
Yeah, Marine National, hopefully something special. Well, all his own way though. Facile Vega going in.
Facile Vega. I talked about this on the
yeah.
You know, and Frankie's going, oh, I'll be going here, I'll be going there, or whatever. You never know when Mullins see it. You just never know. And every year people talk about the Willie Mullins being going switchy and Richie and whatever. But when we look at it, you've got no clue about what's got to run, where, why, how, and whatever. And even the market gets it wrong sometimes. So I think Marine National just goes ahead and wins.
Well, Frankie, you're a fan of Founder 50.
Yeah, if you were going to have an each way bet, that would be, if I was to pick any of the rest of the field, it would be Founder 50 over Facile Vega. Thought he jumped really well last time when beating Facile Vega. Yeah, I like he wasn't as flashy as a hurdler. He wasn't a sexy hurdler, but he is really quick over his fences and he is quite tough. So I wouldn't put you off an each way bet on him. I know you're only getting 2 places, but I'd fancy him to come second.
Okay. Yeah, Marine National beat Founder 50 then. Right. Disappointing turnout, isn't just the 4th for the Irish Gold Cup, but it's a 3rd chance for Galopin Des Champs to beat Fast or Slow. He's not achieved it in 2 starts yet. Does he do it this time, Frankie?
Yeah, I was with him at 6-4, wasn't I, before he put in that monstrous run at Leopardstown, and I'm with him again. It is funny, like we said, if you were down the pub speaking to someone that didn't follow racing and you said we've got one horse that's beaten the other twice, and the one that's been beaten twice is your 1-2, 4-9 favourite, they'd be scratching their head. But round Leopardstown, it's a different story, and when Galopin Des Champs is in top form, it's a different story. I think this is perfect for him. He's 3 from 3 at the track over fences. He's as good as ever, and he will go and win. This is the one I couldn't back Marine National at 1-2, but I genuinely think I could back Galopin Des Champs at 1-2 and be happy with it.
Bit big for you, is it?
Double up with Connie Hill. That's a really good point, actually. Frankie makes, Joel, is there's 2 horses here, same price. One's on his 2nd start over fences, and the other one is a Gold Cup winner, and you're getting the same price. And the Gold Cup winner has only got 3 rivals to beat.
Yeah, no, I think we go back 2 years ago. À plus tard, it was my Barbados fund. When it was the treble, it was win at Haydock, win the Gold Cup, and win in Ireland, so Savills Chase or whatever. And I just got done in Ireland, right? And that was my Barbados fund. Are you ready for this? And you both laugh at me, but let's see you come mid-March. The only bet in Ireland I've had this weekend, it was a double with the Gold Cup, and I've got Fast or Slow to win this race and the Gold Cup in March.
Oh no!
Right. When you look at this, right? So when Fast or Slow does Galopin Des Champs, right, and we get back and we analyze it, and you go, well, look, so Fast or Slow has beaten Galopin Des Champs twice, right? So show your workings. Well, I just thought, is it not there on paper? Is it not there on paper? And the price, and people are going to throw pelters at me. Come on, bring the comments in, like, subscribe, share, do whatever you do. Come on, bring the comments in. But is it not just written down there?
We'll find out.
We will find out.
Okay, king of the comebacks, you tonight.
But I want to watch the football.
What do you think?
Well, yeah, you've got to split the panel here.
Come on. You're like the adjudicator in a marriage.
Do you know what I mean? Like Frank said at the start, at the prices, you have to back Fast or Slow.
Yes.
Beating him twice at the price you have to. But on the other hand, of those 2, Marine, I mean, you know, I'm a big Marine National fan, but if you're saying, right, here's them for an arc for a horse who's only had 1 run over fences, yes, he's impressive in a beginner's chase, and he's taking on 4 worthy rivals, and you got a Gold Cup winner here who's only got 3 rivals, who's 3 from 3 over fences at the track, and you're getting the same price. I would take Galloping des Champs all day over Marine Nationale. So can I sit on the fence and just watch it, enjoy it, and see what happens to the Cheltenham market?
Well, we've covered the whole lot. Okay, so what happens then? If Fast or Slow, when Fast or Slow smashes Galloping des Champs, what does the Gold Cup market look like then at that point?
Yeah, that will be interesting. That will be interesting.
Yeah, it will be interesting, but don't know. Probably be joint favs, won't they? Threes joint favs, maybe. Who knows?
When I'm sitting on a 25-1 slip, just to win the Gold Cup then on Fast or Slow, do you not think that's worth a fiver, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is. No, of course it is. Looking like that, of course it is.
Yeah,
definitely.
That double is worth a fiver. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there can be reasons. Fast or Slow. He obviously beat him at Punchestown. Galloping des Champs had that monster in the Gold Cup. Might have been feeding that. There's an excuse there. 2.5 miles, is that his best trip in the John Durkin? This will be the acid test. This is the real test. This is Galloping des Champs playground. It's 3 miles. It's Leopardstown. This is where he excels. If Fast or Slow beats him here, you're probably right. He'll have to be the Gold Cup favourite, wouldn't he? You probably
I'm not having me old balls on. I'm talking about a fiver at 25-1. If you can shop around, double them up.
You're not off to Barbados this year.
I'm off. I am off. Yeah. Do you know what? I'm not being funny. I am sitting here with reduced lettuce in my travel lodge.
Joel's got the lettuce on.
Yeah, a travel lodge to Barbados.
Oh, living the dream. Right, I want your naps off you, Frankie.
I'm going to have my reduced lettuce on Gitara each way in the first race to kick off Dublin Racing Festival. Just a bit more battle hardened, has proven it, has ran to a really good level already, over 2.5 at the track. Looks like will be fine at 2 miles 6, and she's ran to the kind of same sort of rating as the last 2 winners of this race ran to win it already, so I think she'd definitely be in the top 2.
I'll say he's only 6 runners each way in the
I know.
Yeah Played it cool. Frankie, sorry, Joel.
Thanks, Frankie. Certainly red for me. I gave all the reasons earlier on. Certainly red. Hasn't won for exactly a year. Today, it wins. Certainly red.
Okay, certainly red. I like Wonderwall each way, as I mentioned, for the reasons earlier in the big handicap of Sandown. But what about this over at Leopardstown in the handicap chase over 2 miles? Sophie Leach sends Madara, the Cheltenham winner, who had in Excelsius Dio in second, Funambule Savola in third. Okay, we're disappointing. Subsequently, Calico is back in fourth. He ran well for a long way at Doncaster. But James Reevely comes to ride it. He's only ride at Leopardstown on Saturday. I know he's rides a lot for Sophie out in France when she sends her horses out there.
Hang on. Is he right? I catch in jockey booking. It's hello, it's me, James Reevely. It's me only ride. I mean, when I look at Leopardstown, I think, oh, geez, James Reevely's got 17 rides this weekend. Jeez. Oh, come on, seriously.
It's eye-catching, isn't it?
Well, no, he rides for her in France, essentially stable jockey, right? In France, comes to Ireland. Willie Mullins ain't going, right. I tell you what, that grandson of Mary's, I tell you what, we better put him on,
Well, that's you off, James Ruby's.
Willie Mullins become Geordie?
No, I got a bit confused with the Northeast and oh, just carry on.
Anyway, that really caught that did catch my eye. You could have easily stayed in France and cleaned up at Pau or Clairefontaine or wherever it is. But I thought that was really eye-catching. It was a good win as well at Cheltenham, and I'm guessing this may have been the top. It's nice to have an English runner over in Ireland, isn't it?
One.
Yeah. Well, my certainly red as well has got Mark Goldstein, which is the eye-catching jockey booking because he's only got 1 ride this year as well. So rides for Lydia Richards. So I don't know if that's what I'm saying.
Right, shut up. Well, I'm going now. Enjoy your
It
travel.
would be good if we had 1 English winner from 1 English runner, though, wouldn't it? That'd be good.
It would be good, yeah. It would be good. I'll tell you what is interesting as well is Joel sleeping in a travel lodge tonight. His only travel lodge of the week.
Come on, boys.
Frankie, enjoy Dublin and Musselburgh. Joel, enjoy living,
Living a dream.
The drinks and snacks menu in the travel lodge. Really enjoyed that.
Right. This will close us off. Look, I've got my fish and chips still knocking about there.
Oh, look at you. What are we doing? Top Trumps. Try our meal deal, 14 years.
Frankie wins. Right, boys. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy everything this weekend. It's a brilliant weekend racing once again. I'll wrap it all up on Monday in the road to Cheltenham. So you must join us then and get your comments in, your big fancies for the Cheltenham Festival. Send them to Joel, send them to Frankie, whoever you want to get them over to us. Comment on our YouTube channel as well, and we'll pick them apart on Monday's show. Whenever you're back in this weekend, though, the very best of luck.